Okay, we will continue. Sala Yadana Bajaya Paso. So Sala Yadana, yesterday we have already seen how to count 6 ayatanas. So Nama Rupa Bajaya, Sala Yadana. So Sala Yadana is a Cha ayatana, 6 ayatanas. What is 6 ayatanas? Chakha Yadana, Soda, Gana, Jainwa, Kaya, Mana. The 6 ayatanas. Because of these 6 ayatanas, there arises phassa. But in the Salayatana Bajya Phassa, Salayatana, not only the 6 ayatanas, but you can take also 6 Ishtana ayatanas. 6 Ishtana ayatanas, we call it as a Bahira ayatana. So ayatana, internal 6 and the Ishtana 6. So what is the Ishtana 6 ayatanas? Yesterday we have already seen Rupa Yatana, Saddha, Gandha Yatana, Rasa Yatana, Phuttaba Yatana, Dhamma Yatana. The external ayatanas, when we translate into English, it is Rupa, the visible form, as everyone knows. Saddha, sound. The Gandha, smell. The Rasa, taste. Phuttaba, tangible things. Dhamma, the things that can appear to the mind. These 6 are called Bahira Yatana, Ishtane Ayatanas. So Ijadika Yatana, eye, ear, nose, tongue, the body, mind. 6. So because of Salayatana, there arises Phassa. So Phassa means contact. So Phassa also here, yesterday we talk about Nama Rupa Pijaya Salayatana. So Nama also Chedasikas associated with 32 Logiya mundane consciousness. Here also Phassa. The Phassa is not just any kinds of Phassa. Now going to this Salayatana Bajya Phassa. This Phassa is one of the Chedasikas which are associated 32 resultant consciousness. So Phassa also explained in the original text. Chekkhonja, Patijja, Rupeja, Ubijati, Chekhu Vinyanam, Tainam Sangati Phassa. Chekkhonja, Chekhu is I. Patijja, Rupeja, Patijja here means dependent on the I. Rupa, visible form. Chekkhonja, Patijja, Rupeja, Ubijati, Chekhu Vinyana. So Chekhu Vinyana, I consciousness rises because of I and the visible form. Tainam Sangati. The Sangati means a combination. The combination of these I consciousness, visible form is called Phassa. Okay, you have to write down Chekhu I, Rupa, visible form, Chekhu Vijnana, I consciousness. When these 3 factors are combined, such a combination, such a meeting together of I, visible form, I consciousness is called Phassa. So this I consciousness also, for example, similarly, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, the tongue consciousness, bodily consciousness. These consciousness rise one visible form appear to the eye sensitivity. Otherwise, this eye consciousness cannot rise. So when eye consciousness when the busy wave form, for example, appears to the eye sensitivity, Jakubasada, and then at the moment eye consciousness rises, such a three things are combined. The moment is called, such a contact is called phassa. So like, for example, when someone eats so sour fruit, for example, mango fruit, no ripe yet. At that time, so when you are seeing, so he is eating that, sour, the mango fruit. So we feel, something in our mouth. So such a, at that time, the slime bars are dripping from our mouth. Such a contact is called the phassa. Sometimes the people, they climb the very high, very tall, at the buildings. Some people, when they are looking at the persons who are climbing such a tall buildings, we feel, afraid. This afraid or such the feeling is produced by the passage. So that is when the dragonfly, dragonfly, when the dragonfly and the lighted sits on the edge of the spear, at that time the crow is shaken because of fear. So such a shaking is called contact or touch. But some people, some translate phassa as a touch. Actually, it is a contact. So according to the phassa, you don't need to touch the object with your body. So the aramana or the object touch to the eye sensitivity or maybe eye consciousness. So when the busy wave form and the eye consciousness, when they combine together, the busy wave form is so powerful. Phassa is also very powerful. So like, for example, when you they play the drums, at that time you use, some kind, the instrument, some instrument. With the instrument or maybe with the wood, or with the, bamboo, when you play the drum, when you hit the drum, at that time the drum, gives the sound. So the surface of the drum is similar to the 6 ayatanas. The instrument is similar to the 6 objects. So hitting the surface of the drum is similar to the phassa. So when the sound rises, the sound is similar to the 6 vinyanas. So when you don't strike or when you don't beat the drum, at that time no sound come out. The sound is similar to consciousness. So there are 3 points, like a drum. Drum is similar to the 6 ayatanas, the Jakku, Soda, and so on. And then, the instrument or wooden instrument or bamboo instrument which beat the drum is similar to the 6 objects like a rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, busy wave form, sound, and so on. The beating the drum or hitting the drum is similar to the phassa. So if you beat very hard, the sound will be very, very big. If you hit less, the sound will be weak. The sound, this Jakku Vijnana and so on, depending on the how you beat it, this Vijnana also very clear or not clear. So according to this similes, what we come to know is this eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, because the people, when the people communicate with the external objects of the people, at that time we have only 6 ayatanas. Without these 6 ayatanas, we cannot communicate them. Maybe from the 6 ayatanas, we still have manayatana, but if we don't have another 5 ayatanas, we cannot communicate with the people, external, objects. So because of this, but the people think eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, the bodily consciousness. These consciousness, covers everything. These consciousness we have, these consciousness give us everything, but these consciousness give us only limited object. So what I mean, limited, we can access to the limited objects means, so eye consciousness only can access to the visible form. Ear consciousness can access to the sound. Nose consciousness can be accessible to only, like a small. Tongue consciousness only accessible to the rasa or taste. Bodily consciousness accessible to only to tangible things. You see, like they have their own limited functions. But according to the Sakaya deity, what we think is we can do everything, we see everything, we know everything. Actually, our scope of access is very limited. So even though we can communicate with the external objects, but this, the question is, does this eye consciousness exist all the time? No. The ear consciousness, does ear consciousness exist all the time? No. The nose consciousness exists all the time? No. That tongue consciousness, bodily consciousness, do they exist all the time? No. They appear, they rise, and then they disappear. Okay, as soon as the visible form appeared to the eye sensitivity, there rises eye consciousness. Together with the eye consciousness, phassa also rises. This phassa is called the Chakku Samphassa. So similarly, when as soon as sound appears to the ear, at that time ear consciousness rises. Together with the ear consciousness, Sota Samphassa also rises. Similarly, the smell appears to the nose. Together with as soon as the smell appears to the nose, the nose consciousness rises. Together with it, the Ghana Samphassa also rises. Similarly, Jainwa Samphassa for the Jainwa tongue, Kaya Samphassa for the mind, it is a Mano Samphassa. These Samphassas rise. Okay, now please repeat after me. Chakku Samphassa.
Chakku Sanghasa,
Sota Samphassa.
Sota Sanghasa,
Ghana Samphassa.
Kana Sanghasa,
Jainwa Samphassa.
Jiwa Sanghasa,
Kaya Samphassa.
Kaya Sanghasa,
Mano Samphassa.
Mano Sanghasa,
So now I wanted to say again, Chakku Samphassa.
Chakku Sanghasa, Sota Sanghasa, Kana Sanghasa, Jiwa Sanghasa, Kaya Sanghasa, Mano Sanghasa,
Okay, one more time.
Chakku Sanghasa, Sota Sanghasa, Kana Sanghasa, Jiwa Sanghasa, Kaya Sanghasa, Mano Sanghasa.
So going to the phassa extract the taste. Like in the Pali also, you can see this Pali. So Rupa Rasa, Saddha Rasa, Gandha Rasa, Potaba, the Rasa, Potaba Rasa, Dhamma Rasa. So what does phassa do? What is the function of the phassa? Phassa extract the taste of the Rupa in the Chakku Dwara, eye door. In the Sota Dwara, it extracts the taste of the, the sound. So in the nose, is the taste of the smell, the taste of the taste of the tangible things. So the phassa, because of phassa, we come to know they are good or bad. It is a eta or aneta, it is a desirable or undesirable. We come to know because of the phassas. Because of phassa, we come to know this is a eta or aneta. Now, eta means a desirable. Aneta means and desirable because of pasas. So when the pasa is strong, the impact also very strong. When the pasa is weak, impact is weak. So for example, the pasa bhajya vedana. Because of pasa, we enjoy vedana enjoys the taste of the aramana object. The sukha vedana, dukkha vedana, upakha vedana. So sukha, dukkha, adukha, masukha, upakha vedana. This vedana or this feeling enjoys the objects. So this for to the support the vedana, phassa plays a very important role. When the phassa is strong, vedana is very strong. When the phassa is weak, vedana is weak. When the vedana is strong, dana also very strong. When the vedana is weak, dana is weak. So that is similarly given by the ladies, Venerable Lady Sayadaw. So it is now I changed the simile to be, consistent with the modern time, that follows Sayadaw's example, simile. So nowadays we use the fruit juicer, Okay, so
Juicer.
the fruit blind, the grinder or juicer, okay? So in the fruit juicer, we put the, fruit, okay? And then every process. And then, at the blade, in the inside the fruit juicer, the blade is squashed. The fruit and then the extraction, the water, the extracted liquid come out. So this fruit juicer may be similar to the eye sensitivity. Chakupasada. Okay, that is one point. Eye sensitivity is similar to the fruit juicer. The fruit is similar to the rupa ramana. Okay, at first three. The fruit juicer is similar to the chakupasada eye sensitivity. Fruit is similar to the rupa ramana. And then the next one is who put the fruit into the juicer. It is vijnana. Vijnana means who put this fruit into the machine. Vijnana. Okay. The next one is the blade, the cross blade. The cross blade is similar to the phassa. So what is eta? Eta means desirable, and neta is undesirable. So rasa is a taste, the taste of the etaramana, or so like the taste is good or bad is decided by the phasas. Okay, this eta or neta rasa, because of phasa, we come to know this visible form is beautiful or good or bad. We come to know because of phasa. This good or bad is enjoyed by the experience by the vedana. So etaramana, when you experience etaramana, there arises sukha vedana. When you experience a netaramana, at that time there arises dukkha vedana. So phasa is very obvious when you see the very big, very clear visible forms for the unconsciousness. For example, instead of the watching deliberation with a small deliberation, now phasa is not so, how to say, powerful. Nowadays, the people, they watch the television with the 4K videos. Then, the phasa is very, very powerful. Because phasa is very powerful, we have the very strong vedanas. Because of very strong vedanas, we, tanda, which is attachment to that vedana, also very strong. So when we buy such a very big television, because we want to have, very strong phasa. So why do we want to have the very strong phasa? Because we want to have the very strong vedana. So because of etaramana, phasa becomes eta phasa. So what is etaramana? Desirable object. Don't forget this Pali term, because later I will use. And netaramana, undesirable objects. So etaramana also in the human world, So, like when you enjoy your lay life, because we have everything like cars, like, houses, a lot of money, but more than that, the happiness of the kings, more than, the greater than the happiness of rich people. So the happiness of the Chakravati is greater than the happiness of the any kings in the world. The happiness of the Jadu Maharajiga Devas is greater than the happiness of the Chakravartis. The happiness of the Chakravati, happiness of the Tawa Desa is greater than the happiness of the Jadu Maharajigas. So their beauty, their sensual pleasure, everything greater than from the previous plane to the another higher planes. So this Eta Rasa, Neta Rasa also we come to know because of this passage. So Eta Rasa, there is one important point, and now you should be attention to that important point. That what is that is, which is the I consciousness knows only this is white, or this is red, this is green. The I consciousness sees form only. So the phassa, because of phassa, the desirable taste or undesirable taste, the Eta Rasa and Neta Rasa is known because of the phassa. So because of the phassa, going to the previous examples, the liquid, the juice come out. The phassa play important role to extract the juice or the taste, Eta Rasa and Neta Rasa, from the objects. So like when we fear something also, that is the function of the phassa. Fear is a dosa, this the fear, or maybe like happiness, so rises because of phassa. So when the phassa is strong, the fear is also strong. The phassa is, when the phassa is very strong in the etaramana, in the desirable object, at the time happiness also very strong. So phassa is a very important factor in experiencing fear, delight, disappointment, happiness, or zest, or danger. So this phassa, he is the leader. According to the phassas, that this fear, this delight, this, the disappointment, this depression, everything comes from the phassas. So why? Because phassa can extract the taste of the object by squashing the Eta Rasa and Neta Rasa, desirable and undesirable object, the desirable and undesirable taste. When the eye is weak, we don't have enough phassa. At that time, we use the glasses to get the strong phassas. In this way, we get the strong Vedana. So when we hear something, the sound of the music, at that time, we don't hear the sound of music clearly. So phassa is weak. And then, we come closer to the sound of music. In this way, phassa, be more effective, more stronger. So the point is, when the phassa is strong, Vedana is strong. When the Vedana is strong, Tanha is also strong. When the phassa is weak, Vedana is weak. When the Vedana is weak, Tanha is also weak. By receiving strong phassa, or maybe very obvious phassa, we get the very good Vedana. So we will continue. Salayana Bhajya Phassa. In the Buddha Mansubama Sutta, the Buddha said, this phassa is similar to the door to open to the kilesas. So because of phassa, kilesa has chance to bite. to and the torment, to impurify the people. In these some Jataka stories, there is one Jataka story we call the Mudu Lakhana Jataka. So in the Jataka, how Jaku Sampasa, how powerful Jaku Sampasa is, the ascetic who endowed with the sixth abhanya, Atasamabadi, 8 kinds of the samabadi, his jhana disappeared because of this Jaku Sampasas. So in the Jataka story, in that life, the Bodhisattva was born as is the son of the rich man in the Varanasi. So when he reached the age that he gave up all of his properties, houses, and then he changed as ascetics. So he went to the forest, Himalaya, and then he practiced meditation. So he got the 8 kinds of the jhanas and the 6 abhinyas. So when after staying in the forest a long time, he want to search, he want to find the salt, SALT salt. So he came to the city. The king saw him and they became very pleased with him. The king invited him to stay his own garden. So the ascetic lived there for 16 years. The Bodhisattva lives as a ascetic with the 6 abhinya, 8 kinds of jhanas. And then one day, the king has to go out for defeating his enemies in the remote area. And then he asked his wife, queen. The name of the queen is Mudu Lakhana. The queen, he asked his queen, okay, you and the serve our ascetic EC, while I'm away. So he, asked his queen before he left or defeating his enemies. So the ascetic came to palace to get the food. So one time when he, usually the queen prepare the food to offer to the ascetic. Sometimes the ascetic, when the ascetic came to the palace, it is not so regular. Sometimes it is early, sometimes it is late. One day, the queen prepared the food and waited for the ascetic. But, soon the ascetic, came to the palace through the sky, with his abhinya. The queen heard the sound of the rope. That she quickly, get up at the time. So the clothes and the fell down, inappropriate. When the ascetic saw that, the queen, at that time, he thought, it is beautiful. At the moment, his jhana disappeared. So this is called the Jaku Sampasas. So because of this Jaku Sampasa, the ascetic, the jhana, abhinya of the ascetic completely disappeared. So because of attachment to the queen, that the ascetic, he received the food, but he cannot eat. Then he came back to his the hermitage on food. That when he came to the palace, with the abhinya through the sky, when he went back to his hermitage at that time, he has no abhinyas. Then he on food went to his own ashram. So after receiving food, he went back to his ashram hermitage. Then he put his food under his bed. He cannot eat 7 days. He doesn't eat anything. When the king came back, the king went around the city, and without going to palace, he went to the hermitage to check, what happened to his master, So after seeing the ascetic, he came to know what happened to his master. Then, okay, if you want, and I give my queen to you. At the same time, the king, said to the queen, okay, you make this, our, master to help Samvega. So after that, the queen, they asked ascetic to do many things. So for example, they have no house. Okay, now you ask a house to the king. Okay, they get the house. No toilet. So he went to the king and asked a toilet. The king, gave him the broken toilet. So he prepared he said, okay, now toilet is ready. The queen said, it is very bad. It is, the smell is very bad. I cannot enter into the toilet. You repaired. So, many things are asked, by the queen to the ascetic. Finally, the ascetic became, how to say, awakened or became awakened. Now I was, so last time, the queen said, you have 6 abhanya, 8 jhanas. Now you don't know what to do. And then because of this word, he became awakened. And then he gave back the queen to the king. That he developed again jhanas, abhanyas, and now he lived only in the forest and never come back to the city. So how powerful this Jaku Sampasa is now. So in the commentaries, like a one, Yam Bhikkhuni, when she was seeing the statue, of the man, so she died there because of attachment. So in the Vidura Jatakas, the one, Yaka, we call the Bonaka, is a very strong, very rare, very cruel Yaka. No one can control him. But the one time, the daughter of the dragon, the Naga, her name is called Irandati. This Irandati, so she sang the songs on the way where the Bonaga used to come. So when the Bonaga, this Yaka, after hearing the sound, according to the text, the sound, like spread, pervade, even to his bone marrow. The Sota Sampasa, what I mean is. So how dangerous this Sampasa is. Like in one story, the young novice, he got the abhanyas. He flying in the sky. At the time, he heard the sounds of the young woman, young girl. They are playing in the lotus, lotus lake. At that time, they sang the songs. After hearing the song, his jhana disappeared. He, came down from the sky. So in the Buddha Mama Sutta, it is said that the Phassa has the danger of becoming by the kilesas. Kilesa panaka khadana bhaya. Because of this Phassa, we are open to the kilesa. So kilesas can attack anytime because of Phassas. So like in Gautara Athakatha, the Ekaga Nibbata, I think, why, the one prostitute, when she was listening to the sound and the, like a violin played by another one, near the, her house. Her house is, the seven stories, 7 floors. But when she heard that, she thought this window is this is a window, She thought window is a door, And then she, opened the window and she, went to this, the singer. So she paid down at the died. Similarly, we can understand how dangerous Ghana Sampasa, Jainwa Sampasa, and so on. About the Kaya Sampasa also is seen in the Jataka stories. One of the very famous story is Lambusa Jataka. Briefly speaking, in the Lambusa Jataka, the female deity from the Dawa days, came to human world. But her task is she, to destroy the ascetic. The name of ascetic is Isi Singa. To destroy the Isi Singa, he came to a human world because she was sent by the king of the Devas. But the king of the Devas at that time believed because of sila of this, the young ascetic, he may he may be removed from the kinship of the devas. So this easy thing is very dangerous for him. So then he, sent very beautiful deity, female deity, to destroy the sila of this the easy singer. So they finally, she came to met this easy singer. So embrace him, embrace the easy singer because of the touch of the divine touch, we call, because of divine touch, any divine touch. This, the ascetic became unconscious for 3 years. So this is, like Chaku Sampasa, Soda, Gana, Jainwa, Gaya Sampasa, how they are open to the kilesas. So in the Buddha Masupama Sutta, the Buddha is compare this pasa with the cow with no skin.
Compared with
Compared with the cow with the no skin, without skin.
cow without.
Skinless cow.
Mm.
So this skinless cow, according to the Suttas, whenever she may stand against the wall at the time, like the lizard, ants will bite her body. So when she stands against the tree, at that time the insects, caterpillars, which live in the tree will bite her body. So when it stands open sky, open air, open space, at that time the birds from the sky come down and they to bite, to torment her body. So wherever she stays, wherever she stands, she is not free from biting or tormenting of those insects or animals or birds. So she has no pleasure, maybe because you can imagine the whole body has no skin, So the whole body dripping with the blood, you see. So even if the body is bitten by some insects, but naturally it is how to say the very very miserable. So wherever she stands or wherever she stays, the animals, the birds, the insects, the lizards, the spiders, caterpillars, every kind of animals attack, eat her body. So according to the Suttas, the people, the yogis should be tired of pasa. So this pasa is similar to the cow I have already said. So this cow has no desire. May someone wrap my body. May someone honor me. May someone massage my body. May someone serve me with the hot water. She has no such a desire. So just as the skinless cow is open to attack of, biting of animals, birds, similarly, pasa is open to attack of kilesas, biting of the kilesas. Now this pasa is a dukkha sajja, samudaya sajja, nirodha sajja, megha sajja. What kind of noble truth it is? Pasa. It is a dukkha sajja, in the Four Noble Truths, pasa is included in the dukkha sajja. So can the dukkha sajja remove or not? Dukkha sajja cannot be removed. But what you have to remove is samudaya sajja. What you have to develop is megha sajja. What you have to realize is nibbana. So in that commentary also, the yogi should understand the pasa in 3 ways. So in this way, because every time nowadays the people are more and more indulged, interested, more and more desirous to get a good pasa. So for the rasa also, the people trying to find a good restaurant. In this way, we have a good pasa. Because a good pasa, we have a good taste. That's vedana, a good vedana. So eta rasa. So eta rasa. Eta rasa appeared because of what? Because of pasa. The pasa is similar to the cross blade. This cross blade squash the fruit. in the previous similes. So in this way, the rasa, this is a desirable or undesirable rasa is appeared. This rasa is enjoined by the Vedana. So this phasa is, the stronger phasa is, the Vedana is stronger. Vedana stronger, Vedana produce the stronger attachment or desire. In this way, the people are always trying to find out a good phasas. So this phasa, it is necessary to understand this phasa in three ways. So like a beautiful cloth, a beautiful and a clear sound, vibrant colors, so a good taste, perfumes, a good perfumes. So all of these type of the sense objects are find out by the people. So, in items, there are 100 items, 100,000 items, maybe 1 million items, but in one name, you can call it as a phasa, for a good phasas. Okay, we have three pranyas. Nyata pranya, the comprehension by no one. Pranya means a comprehension, a full understanding. Nyata tirana pranya, tirana means investigating. Pahana pranya, pahana means removing. Nyata pranya, tirana pranya, pahana pranya. Okay, according to the Nyata pranya, the yogi, why he is developing mindfulness meditation, the Vipassana meditation, he knows phasas. Whenever he sees, he makes a mental note to seeing. When he hears, the hearing, smelling, tasting, and so on. In those, the process of the insight meditation, when his samadhi becomes ripe enough, then he comes to know the contact of the seeing contact, hearing contact, smelling contact, tasting contact, touching contact. So when he actually sees this phasa, according to his own vipassana jnana, which is called the Nyata pranya. So at first, the yogi should know how dangerous this phasa is, and then while he is developing insight meditations, he come to know phasa, seeing contact, hearing contact, and so on. And then this phasa also not appeared lonely. This phasa associated with the other mental properties. This phasa is also associated with the eye consciousness, the ear, in the eye door, eye consciousness, with the eye consciousness. In the ear door, with the ear consciousness. In the nose door, with the nose consciousness. With the tongue door, with the tongue consciousness. In the bodily door, it is a bodily consciousness. In the mind door, with the other consciousness, it appeared. So this consciousness, this phasa, the other cetasikas are also dependent on the Hariyavatus. Hariyavatu is heart. This heart also cannot stand alone. It depends on the four Mahabuddhas. Yesterday I talked about Patavi, Abo, Dejo, Vaya. So the four Mahabuddha, this Hariyavatu, they are in those Hariyavatu, in those Mahabuddha, this Chaitanya Cetasika depends on. So this phasa is understood. This is a just contact. This contact of phasa arises because of conditions. It is a not that eye contact. It is a not that I touch. So this phasa also this phasa and the associated the Cetasikas mental properties are namas. The Mahabuddha, the four Mahabuddha and the Hariyavatu are rupa. He understands nama and rupa. In this way, so he eradicates. There is no I, there is no you, there is no man or woman. It is just the cause and effect. This, the nama and rupa also rises without causes. This nama and rupa also rise because of Avijja, Sankhara, and so on in the past lives. So there is no contact. No one, there is no one who contacts. Actually, phassa contacts. Phassa contacts. Who enjoys Vedana? No one enjoys Vedana, enjoys Vedana. According to the commentaries. So because of this, understanding like this, it is right understanding. Understanding as Nama and Rupa is called Jnata Prajna. So according to the Tirana Prajna, after knowing the Nama Rupa at first, that is very important when the yogi practice inside meditation. Before they don't see Nama and Rupa, they cannot see the Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. So Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta is a characteristics. So characteristic is no real, no, how to say, no Nama and Rupa. This characteristic of the Nama and Rupa. If you want to see the characteristic, you have to see at first the Nama and Rupa. But not according to the hearing, not according to the imagination, but you have to see Nama and Rupa with your own Vipassana knowledge. So Nama, that is, they are always, whenever the mind is, for example, the visible object comes, they appear to the eye. At the time, the eye looks like a ran to the object. That is a Nama, because they bend to the object. Always Nama inclined to the object. So Rupa is always, like a changing, because of the heat or cold change, because of mind also Rupa change. This, how does your yogi knows the Nama and Rupa according to their characteristic? So what is a Namana Lakana Nama? Nama is, they have the characteristic of inclining to the object. Rupa is, they have the nature of the changing. According to those characteristics, you come to know, the yogi come to know, this is a Nama and Rupa. After knowing the Nama and Rupa, he knows the impermanence, suffering, no soul of the Nama and Rupa. Without seeing the Nama and Rupa, he cannot see Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Who is Anicca, Dukkha will be? Without knowing the Nama and Rupa, how can he know Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta? So when he knows the Nama and Rupa also, there will be different, levels, like some people, different, kinds of the knowledge going to the different yogis, but Nama has got the risk of inclining to the objects. Whenever the objects come, the mind is ran as if the mind runs to the object. So when the yogi knows this characteristic, or he knows the Nama, when he knows, the experience is like something is, like for example, when you beat this, surface of the table, at the time you can see the contact very clearly. It is like the object, like a kind of impact on the eye sensitivity and the eye consciousness. That is, the passas. Vedana or Chetana also similarly, when yogi is contemplating the development inside meditation, he understands the Chetana. How? Like before he is thirsty, he wants to drink the water. At the time, something is push him. I want to drink the water. Such a, Chetana's evolution activity also, he sees really with his own knowledge. At the time, he knows a Nama and Rupa. After knowing the Nama and Rupa with the real knowledge, and he knows this is Anicca of the Nama, Dukkha of the Nama, Anatta of the Nama, Anicca of the Rupa, Anicca of Dukkha, Anatta of the Rupa, he will see that. Only this level, when he reached, at the time, he got the Jnata Prajna. So to remove the kilesa is no easy thing. Throughout the sansaras. So according to the Anambraka Sanyutta, it is the sansara, the life of the lives that we have wandered in the sansara, cannot be counted. So the Buddha already said, our Buddha said, our sansara has no beginning. So in the countless life of the sansaras, this kilesa is stored, collected, layer by layer, layer by layer. this kilesa to remove, to eradicate this kilesa is no easy things. Because this kilesa also has many tricks. They have many ways, many means to trick the people. Like even though you may, abstain, you may, remove the tanna for some food, but you cannot remove the tanna for the clothes. Even though you can remove the tanna for the clothes, but you cannot remove, the tanna for your houses, for example. Okay, now I can remove all of the tanna maybe for food, for clothes, for the but you cannot remove tanna for your famous, the reputations. So this tanna has, 100,000 ways to be attached to that. So this, insight meditation practice is really, really very hard practice because it is trying to remove kilesas. This kilesa is, maybe this layer of the kilesa you can compare with the Himalayas. So the kilesa layer is a layer by layer, very, very thick. At the same time, our saddha is weak. Viriya also weak, sati also weak, samadhi also weak, pinya also weak. So like fulfilling the paramis, what is fulfilling the paramis? To develop in saddha, sati, viriya, samadhi, pinya, you develop saddha, you develop viriya, you develop samadhi, you develop pinya. It means you are fulfilling the paramis. So saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, pinya is powerful, and then kilesa will be weak. When the kilesa is powerful, saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, pinya will be weak. So it is very hard to remove, to eradicate the kilesa, to be sotapanna is no, very difficult job. So like to see the nama rupa also very difficult because our mind is always distracted. When we are sitting, our mind goes back to our house, worried something, like thinking, here and there. So in this way, to see the nama rupa truly also no easy thing. But that is the first step of the vipassana. Without seeing the nama rupa, don't hope you can see the samadhana jnana, uriyabha jnana, no. Pinga jnana, no. At first, the yogi should try to see the nama rupa according to the real, inside meditation practice. Otherwise, no, he cannot get samadhana jnana, uriyabha jnana, pinga jnana. It is too far away, 1,000 miles away. So that is why, in the commentaries, in the suttas also, the Buddha always emphasized jnata prajna, this is a beginning of the first step, the vipassana jnana. After that, dharana prajna, after that, pahana prajna. Okay, so jnata prajna. In the jnata prajna also, as I told you, there is phassa. Okay, now we can find out like so the yogi, when he is developing inside meditation, he understands that he sees phassa. So when he sees the phassa, it means, there is he eradicates me or I, the pinyati, okay? And then, he sees, not only he sees phassa, but also its associated consciousness and the other mental properties. So not only that, the rupas on which phassa and other mental properties status depend on. So these chaitya and nama and rupa, he understands, like so in others, mental properties, the rupa is a rupa khanda. What is a rupa? Rupa is rupa khanda. Okay, now he understands the rupa khandas. And then, like this phassa also they appears associated with other mental properties. The other mental properties are like a vedana, senya, cetana, ekagata, jivitendriya, manasikaras. In those 7 consciousness, including the phassa, vedana is Vedana Khanda. Vedana is Vedana Khanda. Senya is Senya Khanda. But the other mental properties are called Sankhara Khanda. But the consciousness is called Vijnana Khanda. So he understands fully 5 khandas while he is observing the phassa. So after seeing the 5 khandas, he finds out what is the reason of those khandas, those phassa. Here is a phassa. What is the reason of the phassa? What is the cause of the phassa? So then he sees the paticca samuppada. What is the cause of phassa? Salayatana Bhajya phassa. Now we are now studying. So the cause of the phassa is salayatana. He sees the cause of the phassa also. So why, what happened by seeing the cause of the phassa? He eradicates the idea of the God or Atman which created the phassa. So that is called the Jnata Prajna. So according to the Dhyana Prajna, he understands this phassa rising, disappearing, this 3 characteristics of this phassa also he understands. He understands the 3 characteristics of the nama and rupa. So, and he contemplates phassa and the other nama and rupa with the 3 characteristics, which is called the samasana jnana. Then he continues to develop his insight knowledge. So he attains the Udyabhya jnana. In the moment of the Udyabhya jnana, he sees only rising and disappearing Udaya and Vaya of the Nama and Rupa. So from the Samasana jnana up to the Udyabhya jnana is called the Tirana Prajna. So from the Bhenga jnana, so when the yogi attains the Bhenga jnana, at the moment he sees only disappearing of Nama and Rupa, because as soon as they rise, they instantly disappears. So yogi, instead of the seeing the rising, he sees only the disappearing. At the moment later, he thinks this Nama Rupa is a danger to him. Bhenga jnana, Bhaya jnana, and so on. So going to the Visuddhimagga, from the Bhenga jnana up to the Magga jnana is called Pahana Prajna. So the Jnata Prajna, Dhyana Prajna, Pahana Prajna. So these prajnas, not including the Magga jnana, all of the Vipassana jnanas, so make the yogi to be tired of, to be boring with the Nama and Rupas. So he sees the disadvantage of the Nama and Rupa. In this way, he is boring with those Nama and Rupa. So now here also, if the yogi sees phassa is dangerous or phassa is open to the all kilesas, in this way, his desire for the phassa will be weak and weak. So for the phassas, so when you see the visible form, when when we see the visible forms at the time, so this is the good to look. This is a bad to look. It is also the power of phassa. This is a desirable or undesirable also the power of the phassas. So the eye consciousness is only the color, form, rupa only. It doesn't know this man or woman, it is a good or bad. So its taste, desirable and undesirable of the object, taste of the object is made by the phassa. So when the Eta Rasa, Eta Rasa, desirable taste, desirable taste of the objects. When the Eta Rasa appears, the people enjoys at that time, it is called Sukha Vedana. When the Aneta Rasa appears, at that time, people enjoys that it is a Dukkha Vedana. So Kusala Vipaka, Ubeka Vedana is put into the list of the Sukha Vedana. Akusala Vipaka, Ubeka Vedana is put into the list of the Dukkha Vedana. So Ubeka Vedana, which is associated with the resultant consciousness, is regarded as Akusala Vipaka, and associated with the Akusala Vipaka, then that Ubeka Vedana is called Dukkha Vedana. The Ubeka Vedana, which is associated with the Kusala Vipaka, is regarded as Sukha Vedana. So basically, we know only the two, Sukha Vedana and Dukkha Vedana. So when someone is live with the Sukha Vedana, then he is called the rich man. When someone is associated with, when someone lives with the Dukkha Vedana, such person is called poor man. So when you have a lot of Sukha Vedana, you are very rich. If you have a lot of the Dukkha Vedana, you are poor man. So happiness in the life of the Devas, happiness in the life of the Brahmas, happiness in the life of the human beings are called no other. It doesn't refer to any other than it refers to the Sukha Vedana only. So when you live mostly with the Sukha Somnasa Vedana, you are rich man. Mostly when you live with the Dukkha Dominasa Vedana, then you are poor man. According to the Lady Sayadaw. The Vedana of the rich people are greater than the Vedana of the poor people. Sukha Vedana of rich people is when you compare with the Sukha Vedana of the kings. The king's Sukha Vedana is most greater than the Sukha Vedana of the rich people. You have to know, similarly, you have to know the happiness of the Devas, the happiness of the Brahmas. Those happiness are greater than the lower planes. So in the case of suffering, also the dukkha within of the human being, the dukkha within of the animals are greater than the dukkha within, bigger than dukkha within of human beings. The dukkha within of some petas, not all of petas, are bigger than some animals. The dukkha within of the hell being is greater, bigger than the dukkha within of animals or the human beings. So in the Balabandita Sutta, the Buddha said, so and the one time, the king called the criminal, okay, this criminal should be killed. In the morning, you shoot him with the 100 spears. So you should populate this criminal with the 100 spears in the morning. After that, the king asked his serviceman, okay, now this criminal is dead. The serviceman said, not dead yet. Okay, populate him with 100 spears in the afternoon. The king asked him, how is he? Is he dead? No dead. So now spear with another 100 spears, populate him in the evening. So and the Buddha asked the monks, how big his miserable it is for the criminals. And then the monk said, so no 300, let us know the only one spear, with the only one spear, if someone is populated, it is a great suffering. It is needless to say how big his suffering is when he was populated with the 300 spears. So you see, like sometimes even, toothache is unbearable for us. When someone, has a toothache, he is angry, Whoever comes to him, he, respond to him with the anger. Even the toothache is, unbearable. So with the 300 spears, the body is populated. So his misery, his suffering immeasurable. So at that time, the Buddha picked up the one small stone, So and then, he, said, oh, bhikkhus, do you see the small stone in my hand? Okay, if you compare this small stone with the size of Himalayas, which one is bigger? So Himalaya mountain is nowadays, according to their measurement, 3,000 miles long. So what the Buddha said is, the suffering the criminal bear is similar to the size of small stone. The suffering in the woeful state is similar to the size of Himalayas. So in one Jadak, the Beda and the one man, he was sent to get the flour from the Naga plain, Naga land. Okay, anyway, he got the this, lotus flower from the Naga plant. When he went back to city, the city door is closed. He has to stay one night outside the city. So he had to stay in one place. He has to sleep, that night in one place. That place is near the criminal who was crucified. So at that time, the past, night watch, while he was sleeping, at that time, one, deity, he is riding the white horse, He came to the criminal. He said, "Oh, you are very happy. You are very happy. Don't die." And then he went back. In the second watch also, he came again. "You are very happy. Now you are good to stay like this." And then, this, Upasaka, who brought the flower, he was very curious. Why? Crucified, you see, his hand, his, legs, foot are, they perforated with the iron, iron needles. So great suffering. But this Deva told him, "You are okay, you are good. Now you stay like this, it is better." He said like this, and then he was very curious. Why he said like this? He wanted to ask him. So at the third watch, when this Deva came to the criminal, at that time he asked him, "Why did you say like this? He got the great suffering, but you say you are happy, It's a kind of, you are, making, joking to him." He said, "No. This criminal was my nephew. He, created the store, created many people, stole other properties. Then he was crucified by the king. When he died, he will be reborn in the hell. Surely I know in the hell, the suffering is immeasurable. In comparison with the now suffering is better than the suffering in the hell." So because of this, in the commentaries, it is suggested that when the yogi practice meditation, at that time they feel thirsty. So some yogis cannot bear thirsty. At that time, the yogis should remember the thirst of the Vedas. Some Nejama Danika Vedas, they have, they are in the mouth only, needed eye, They cannot drink. So in comparison with those Vedas, my thirst is nothing. Sometimes when you are sitting in very hot situations, like no air condition, at that time, we don't want to practice. The yogis don't want to practice meditation anymore. So they cannot support us with air conditions. Actually, in comparison with the, suffering in the hell, the heat, this suffering is nothing. In this way, they can bear those difficulties, troubles, which is called in the Sabbasava Sutta, it is a Adivasana Khandi. It's very important to have such a Khandi. Otherwise, the yogis usually, we cannot continue our meditation. They cannot continue their meditation a long time because of food or because of, thirsty, because of other difficulties. They think those difficulties are so great, so big. But, the commentaries, they suggested, when you compare those, intense cold, intense heat in comparison with the hell, it is nothing. It is, it is even happiness. So when you encounter such a difficulties, troubles in your meditation practice, at that time you can imagine how the Buddha practiced Dukkaracharya. In some days the Buddha eat only, handful of bean. Practice the whole day. At that time, the Bodhisattva, the Buddha, at that time, not Buddha yet, the Bodhisattva, never had intention to give up. So not only that, some ascetics outside the Buddha's teaching, sometimes they eat only one time after 7 days. Only one time after 7 days. It is not just for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Some yogis, they practice meditation, like sometimes even the trees cover their body. They don't want to give up. But nowadays, everyone, always find out the comfortableness, convenience. In this way, that is the finding for the convenience too much also hindrances to the progress of meditations. So according to these suttas, the Balabandita suttas. So now the meditation practice is liberation from the sansaras, liberation from the abhayas. So to liberate from the abhaya, we should sacrifice some kind of pain or trouble. Like in one story also this, this young man get eaten by the tiger, but he never lose his mindfulness. This suffering, you can imagine how big, how intense this suffering it is when he was eaten by the a tiger. At the time he is alive, so he never gave up his meditation. Then finally he got the Arhata Mega. So which means Viriya is very weak. When you are Viriya and Kandi is very strong, any suffering, any difficulties you ever encountered, you can overcome them. What is the people need nowadays for meditation practice is Viriya and Kandi. So now the aircon is okay. Now when maybe aircon is stopped at that time, we complain, very hot, I cannot concentrate. But this heat in comparison with under the sun, under the sun is very hot. So in one, I think in the Mahasatiparana Sutta commentary, I think the Sabbasva Sutta commentary, I remember. In the one man, the practice under the sun. At that time, my heat now, the heat I experience is very small in comparison with the heat in the Aviji. So in this way, he can practice meditation. He got the Mega Jnana and Phala. So you may say like complaints here, that may be Atta Kilamata. No. So Atta Kilamata means the practice in connection with the Atman or soul. So when you are I want to harm my body in this way, my Atman or my soul will be purified. That is Atta Kilamata. So like there are many stories which really happened. So like for example, Mahasiva Thera, he 90 years he practiced inside meditation, but he didn't get any Mega Phala Jnana. So the first year he practiced inside meditation, he didn't get anything. So finally he decided, as long as I don't attain Mega Jnana Phala Jnana, I will not lie down. He never lying down until he attains Arhata Mega Jnana. So when the 20 years fulfilled, at the time, every year we have Pavarana for the monks. What his idea is, in the Pavarana day, okay, I will do the Pavarana after attaining the Arhata Mega Jnana. But 1 year passed, but he didn't get the Arhata Mega, any Mega Jnana, Phala Jnana. Second year, third year, fourth year. Finally, because not attaining those Mega Jnana, Phala Jnana, he cried. Oh, I don't attain such a Mega Jnana, Phala Jnana. I am useless. At that time, one deity cried before him. And then he asked him, why this female deity? Why do you cry? Because if I cry, I may attain the Mega Jnana, Phala Jnana. So I'm crying. So finally he decided, no, I will not lie down, I want to wash my foot. As long as I don't attain the Mega Jnana, Phala Jnana. He never lied down. You can imagine, he sleeps, against the wall. He never lied down on the bed. He never washed his foot. In this way, he practiced 21, in the 20th year that he attained the Mega Jnana and Phala Jnana. So that is, we cannot say it is Atta Kilamatthana Yoga, So Atta Kilamatthana Yoga, as I told you, asceticism, So this ideology also connected with the Atman, the idea of this practice also connected with the idea of the Atman or soul. So like, when the yogi practice very hard, his intention is to remove kilesas. At the moment, he doesn't believe there is Atman or soul. So hard practice, strong practice is also necessary, needed. Usually we have a lot of compassion for ourselves. Oh, now I may feel, my leg may be, got problem. Maybe, my head is got the problem. So maybe, I may get some disease because of intense, very severe practice. I may get the diabetes or something like this. So we have a lot of pity for ourselves. In this way, the meditation practice is, like, okay, I will practice if I get very good conditions. The very good conditions also usually never come. Maybe one condition is good, maybe another condition is not good. Okay, we provide the yogis with everything necessary, but at the time he's sick. He cannot practice. Maybe at the moment he has a toothache, or I have a toothache. No, I cannot practice. So what I mean is, according to the Sabasava Suttas, Balapandita Suttas, these suttas are very, very encouraging for the yogis to practice more the insight meditation, more harder. Okay, actually now we have already started the Pasapachya Vedana. So now the time is up. Now in the next class we will continue Pasapachya Vedana. Today we stop the class by reciting Sadhu 3 times, get up. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu.